Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to create this nice looking login form using HTML and CSS. Before we get started, if this is your first time here, on this channel I post new videos every single day that will help you become a better web developer so that you can earn more money and live a better life. If that is something that you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also make sure to hit the bell notification icon so that you won't miss any of the new videos that I upload. With that being said, let's get started. So I have an empty folder here on my desktop and I opened it with my text editor, which in my case it's brackets. I'm going to create the index.html file and style.css. I'm going to go to the index.html and give it a basic structure, change the title to sign up form, and I'm gonna link my style sheet, so style.css. Okay, now for the structure, the markup. I'm gonna create a div with a class of content. Inside this div, another div with a class of form-box. Inside here, a div with a class of left. Inside the div with a class of left, I'm gonna say I'm gonna put an h2. I'm gonna say ECA, and below this a p element. I'm gonna say become a better web developer. Okay, now outside the div with a class of left, inside the div with a class of form box, I'm gonna put another div with a class of right. And inside the div with a class of right, I'm gonna put, let me make some space here. I'm gonna put an h3 element that will say sign up. And below the h3, I'm gonna put a form, remove the action. And I'm gonna create a form group, a div with a class of form group. And inside the form group, a label for username. And below the label, an input with a type of text. Now I'm gonna copy this form group 3 more times, so 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna change the label to for password, and change the type of the input to password. For the other one, I'm gonna say for confirm-password, change the text to confirm password, and the input type, change it from text to password. And for the last form group, I'm going to change the label for email, say email, and change the input type to email. Now outside the form groups, I'm going to put an input with a type of submit, and for the value I'm going to say sign up. And that is it for the markup. Let's open this in the browser. Okay, this is what it looks like. Now we need to turn this into this, and for that I'm gonna go to the style.css. First I'm gonna make some space here. Okay, I'm gonna select everything on the page with the asterisk. I'm also going to use the before and after pseudo selectors. After, remove the margin and the padding, so margin 0, padding 0, and set the box sizing property to border box. Now for the body, I'm gonna give it a font family of Arial and sans serif, background of dark gray, so 333, and the color of white, so FFF. I'm gonna leave this just as serif. Okay, now select the div with a class of content, and we're gonna center everything, so position absolute, top 50%, left 50%, transform, translate, minus 50%, minus 50%. Okay, let's take a look. As you can see, the background is now dark and the content is centered. Alright, let's move on. Select the div with a class of form box and give it a display of flex. As you can see, it put the left and right side side by side. Now select the div with the class of left, give it a background of let's say 6CA0DC. Okay. Give it a display of flex, flex direction column, justify content center, and padding 60 pixels all around. Okay. Now I want to select the H2 on the left side, so I'm going to say dot left H2, and I'm going to change the font size to 100 pixels, so a really big font. Text align center, and font weight 300. Okay. And for the paragraph, I'm going to say dot left B, and font size 20 pixels. Alright, now we're going to move on to the right side, and I'm going to select the div with the class of right, and I'm going to give it a background of white, FFF, a color of 555. Okay, now I'm going to give it a padding left of 30 pixels, a padding bottom of 50 pixels, and a padding right of 120 pixels. Okay, now I'm going to select the H3, so right H3. I'm going to give it a font size of 35 pixels, a font weight of 300, padding top 50 pixels, padding bottom 30 pixels, and color, select our primary color, so 6CA0DC. Let's take a look. This is it. Now I'm gonna select the labels, all of them, and give it a color of, let's copy the primary color. Okay. Now I'm gonna give the labels a display of block. As you can see, it breaks to a new line now. For the form groups, so select that form group and give it a margin bottom of 25 pixels. Okay. Now I'm going to select the inputs inside the form group, so form group input, which will select all the input fields besides the button, since the button is not inside the form group. I'm going to say border none, so it removed the borders. Now border bottom 3 pixels solid, and our primary color. Okay. I'm gonna say padding 5 pixels on top and bottom, 0 left and right, padding left 5 pixels, outline none, and width 150%. Okay, this is it. Now we need to style this button, the sign up button, the submit button. So I'm gonna select input with a type of submit, and I'm gonna say border none, background our primary color, color of white, so FFF, a width of 150%, padding 10 pixels all around, a margin top 15 pixels, font size 110%, cursor change it to pointer, and transition 0.5 seconds. And I want to also create the hover effect, so input type equals submit column hover. I'm going to change the background color to a little darker one, so 6595 CD, and that should do it. Let's take a look. As you can see, now our form is working perfectly. Okay, so this is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that thumbs up button, leave a comment below, tell me what you think, or if you feel free to ask any questions. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.